So the announcement has been made, and we all know that the next game in the Assassin's Creed series is Odyssey. It'll be set in ancient Greece, with you playing either as hero Alexios or hero Cassandra in a more RPG style, like a more suntanned version of Mass Effect. You can click the card now to check out our other video which covers that. We were lucky enough to get our hands on Odyssey, and there were some moments in the Delos or Thelos Island demo that we really enjoyed, whether they reminded us of classic AC games or bring something new to the table. So here are the coolest things we've done so far in Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
You fight like a drunken goat.
First off, fans of the wonderful Senu from Origins will be very happy, as your chosen hero Alexios or Cassandra will also be accompanied by a feathery friend. In this case, he is named Icarus, and we're hoping that it's because our hero Cassandra has a sense of humour, and not because his wings will actually melt off if he goes too high up in the sky. Nobody wants to see that. Just like Senu, Icarus will tag your enemies and look for the locations of targets and important treasures. And you can still do the cute thing where you have him settle on your arm and pet him. Plus, he makes an appearance on the shields of your crew, being a big part of your branding as a super cool hero. Gotta live the brand. Flying around as Icarus is not only fun, but one of the many signs that, whilst Cassandra and Alexios may not be part of the Assassin's Creed, as Odyssey is set years before that organisation is founded, they are definitely connected to that mythos. Odyssey is set across the many mountainous and rocky islands of ancient Greece, as opposed to the wider and flatter lands of Egypt we raced across as Bayek. This means that there's a lot more things to climb a lot closer together when you're on land, so you'll find yourself clambering across lots of lovely white Grecian rock faces. But, of course, like in the Greek-settled Alexandria on Origins, there are a lot of beautiful buildings and not as ancient as they are now ruins for you to scale and synchronise on. Yes, synchronization points are still around, helping you to map out the local area and encouraging you to explore some interesting places. See, as with Origins, some of these points are on statues, including on the end of this arrow, which for a split second I was worried would be loosed mid-synchronization and send Cassandra flying across half of Greece in some weird new travel system. But by far the cheekiest sync point is this statue of Apollo, which you'll have to scale in order to reach his head and learn about the local area. Sorry Apollo, didn't mean for you to be the butt of the joke, but hey, you gotta hand it to Cassandra for having the strength to climb up. I'm sorry. After climbing up to one of the many high points in an Assassin's Creed game, it becomes almost second nature to jump off the edge of it into a tiny pile of foliage. So we tentatively took the leap, and turns out that yes, your hero can eagle dive. Interestingly enough though, Cassandra did not stay in any piles of leaves or hay for long, instead leaping out automatically as fast as possible, as if she'd discovered an ant's nest in there or something. It seems that in this game these points are strictly landing spots, as she even climbs over them when walking around instead of diving in like her presumably assassin descendants would. Still, she can jump like a pro and her landing is flawless. 10 out of 10. Ezio would be proud. Tombs have always been a big part of the series, with Ezio searching the hidden tombs of his ancestors, and more recently Bayek unlocking the secrets of ancient Egypt. Whilst wandering the island of Delos, we came across the tomb of Brizzo, which was filled with a few secrets and plenty of dangers. As well as delicious loot, we found a lot of skeletons, which could have ended up there in any number of ways. They could have been killed by these spike pads, which set off fully just after you step on them, or by these snakes waiting for us to get close enough to sink their teeth in, or just by getting lost and being unable to find all the hidden walls. Still, these stupid skeletons' loss was our gain, as we found loads of goodies alongside other hidden collectibles, such as the beautiful Hades bow. It's super shiny and sets your enemies on fire. Yay! We really enjoyed raiding all the pyramids in Assassin's Creed Origins, so we're glad to see these sections making a return. Plus, we're interested to see what else the ancient Greeks had hidden around the place, even if we're slightly creeped out that in this entranceway we were able to collect a severed hand. Ugh. But on the plus side, we did get very excited when we found this piece of wood with the words "everything is permitted" carved into it. Yet more proof that while Cassandra is not an assassin, she is still very much connected to them. As we found when we went plundering tombs, looting is very much still a thing in Odyssey. However, something fresh as part of the newer systems of choice is the ability to steal. Yes, whilst we're so used to stealing being a default in the AC universe as we nick everything from under the noses of the Templars, in Assassin's Creed Odyssey there is a difference between certain lootable pots and boxes. Should the little dot that indicates a lootable item be red instead of white, your hero will actually be stealing. And should they be seen stealing by any member of the public or guard, they'll increase the bounty on you, much like the wanted system introduced in Assassin's Creed 2.
Not my problem.
It's nice to see a return of this system, meaning it's not just guards you have to behave yourself in front of, and it's not just murdering local guards that will get you in trouble. Shh, nothing to see here.
It's a pleasure, Socrates. I can always count on you to give me a devastating headache.
The pleasure is mine, Cassandra. Hope to see you around the symposiums again.
Don't hold your breath.
One thing we love about Assassin's Creed games is bumping into and chatting with historical figures, and there's one in this game that we're very excited about. Philosophy students will need to hold it together, as we will have the opportunity to chinwag with the father of Western philosophy himself. As a philosopher, Socrates will pose lots of questions to make you either think or go, huh?
Once I heard the great Socrates was on Thelos, I raced over to hear his words of wisdom.
Ah, but what are words? Can they be wise, or are they simply words?
Oh, no, you don't. I'm not getting sucked into one of these debates again.
Plus, because of the new conversation system, you'll be able to choose your response, thus having your own tailored chat with one of history's greatest minds. He sent us on a mission to help a rebel about to be executed by the Athenians, a group that he very publicly criticised throughout his lifetime. But Socrates doesn't tell you what you should or shouldn't do, instead posing moral questions.
Would you say this rebel deserves death? That killing him brings justice?
Let me answer that by asking you this. What exactly is justice?
A brilliant question. He stole, which is wrong.
But it was for the freedom of his people, which is right.
Upon our return, he moralised even further regarding how we helped the man in question.
The rebel had guards. I relieved them.
Interesting. You thought the life of a thief and a murderer was worth more than that of soldiers doing their duty.
Look, dude, it's an Assassin's Creed game. Still, this mission has multiple outcomes, as the man you're sent to save turns out to be a bit extreme, and thanks to our responses, we ended up having to defend ourselves against him. No spoilers, but this little section has a knock-on effect on another mission later in the game, making quests interlace with your choices in the game, something that's pretty cool and that Socrates is happy to spell out.
Our choices are like ripples on water. They seem tiny and insignificant at the beginning, but they can become devastating tidal waves by the time they run their course.
I know a spot down by the water. It's quiet. We'd be alone. What do you say?
I'm all yours.
One new addition to the series in Odyssey is the ability to romance many of the characters you meet. As Cassandra, we didn't hold back from flirting with both Kira and Theletus, rebels in love and helping the Spartan cause.
You fought well, Kira.
And we're pretty convinced that we turned Theletus the same shade of red as his Spartan robes.
My heart beats faster, Miss Theus. But
However, as it turned out, Kira was more into it, which led to some interesting interactions.
You're skilled with a bow.
Among other things.
Pursuing Kira culminates in a romantic evening on a starlit beach that is adorably sweet.
I've wanted you since I laid eyes on you.
Well, date nights on a Mediterranean island are more picturesque than the local Pizza Express, that's for sure. The beach isn't just for smooch fests though. Another thing we did on the sandy shore was take part in what the game calls a conquest battle, fighting against the Athenians with the Spartans. This has you taking down important captains to win the battle. But our favourite part was taking out an Athenian hero. These are larger, heavier fighters who deal massive damage and have a different fighting style to other warriors. We took on Diocles, who was armed with 2 massive clubs and really came out swinging. So huge that a Spartan kick merely made him take a single step back. We had to dance around him until we could get the final kick and turn this beefcake into beef stew. Boom.
Quick speed! Prepare for boarding!
Finally, we can't leave this video without talking about sailing around on our lovely ship with our excellent crew. Since it seems you'll mostly be siding with the Spartans, expect to find yourself taking down lots of Athenian ships in fast-paced naval combat. Taking down a ship and seeing the sharks come in to finish off the crew is both amazing and terrifying in equal measure. However, for us, taking out army ships wasn't enough, and so we went off after some pirates. They're easy to spot on the waves with their black sails and are not the friendliest of foes. They put up a strong fight even after we managed to board their ship, taking out some of our best fighters in one-on-one combat. However, we got the upper hand, taking them out to get our hands on their lovely treasure. But the real treasure was what we learned along the way. Specifically learning that there's nothing greater than Spartan kicking a pirate off his own ship. Bye, Dave. So there are just some of the things we got up to in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. What are you most looking forward to? What other things are you hoping we'll be able to do in the game? Let us know in the comments below, give us a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for way more news on all the upcoming games in future. Thanks for watching.